Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome yourselves back to the channel. Now today, we're going to be working on not one, but two Porsche 944s. We are actually, today, going to be doing some work on the old Project 944. So, let's get straight into it. Okay, so, first things first is, I took this out for Coffees and Cars November, and it is absolutely caked in mud, which isn't particularly useful for storing over winter. So first things first, we're going to take this out. We're going to do a quick, very quick wash on it. So only a spray down and some snow foam. I'm not going to go the whole hog today, just to get rid of all of this crud. And then we are going to get on with the 944 that is out there. Okay, so first things first is we need to get rid of all of this lovely road grime that's on the side of this car right now. Because, well, as you can probably tell, winter in the UK is very mucky and very dirty. So get all this off, we'll get this back in the garage afterwards, and then we will start working on an old friend.
I've got a feather on my own. In every type of bad weather, feel it come. In every kind of bright ray, shine in the day. And never ever fly away, not for long.
I wanted my first kiss when I was 6. Used to play ding dong ditch with my crush across the crib, thinking.
Okay, snow foam complete, so all we got to do now is rinse it down, dry and towel it, get it back in the garage, and then we can start on you.
I've got a feather on my arm. In every type of bad weather, feel it come. In every kind of bright ray, you shine in the day. Never ever fly away, not for long.
And
I've got a feather on my arm. And every type of bad weather, I feel it come. In every kind of bright ray, you shine in the day. And never ever fly away, not for long.
So just before we get into the old 944, obviously there haven't been that much in the way of videos as of late. There are stuff in the works, but to be honest, things have been a little bit, well, difficult. So you remember a few months back, I released a video where I said that I'd gone freelance and that I had more time on my hands now and that the videos would become more regular. Well, that hasn't quite gone to plan. Although I'm still freelance and I'm really enjoying that, the rate of work that I've been given isn't really covering costs right now. So making car content is incredibly difficult because ultimately it's super expensive. So I hope you guys are fine with maybe 1 or 2 videos a month going forward. I know that might only be 12 videos a year, but 12 videos a year is better than no videos a year. So I hope you guys understand and I appreciate all of the support. I also want to give a particular shout out to the guys in the Discord server as well as all of our channel members. Your support has been greatly appreciated over the years, and well, there's only one thing to say is thank you. Also, a bit of a bizarre one is that if anyone needs a Ford 1600 711M X-Flow block, that was a bit of a mouthful, please get in contact with me on @LiamD Freeman on Twitter and Instagram. This was built or refreshed, I would say, in 2016. It's done 1,000 miles since, and it's been dry stored since. So if you need one, or if you know anyone that might need one for a Caterham or a Ford, let me know. Okay, it's time.
with me going forward, smoking cookie till we.
Heard you taking shots, we pulled up on them, they was gun shy. 2 p.m. in Rome, we at the chapel eating sun-dried tomatoes and a plum wine. Life been like a movie, I don't know how long the run time. Hope it's an extended cut, but when I died, I load my consciousness onto a thumb drive. And upload it to the masses when I pass. All my sets is holographic, life's as real as you imagine.
So as you can see, she's looking a little bit worse for wear at the moment, I'm not gonna lie. But we do have a plan for this. So, the idea for this is either we will fix as much as we can and get it all looking back as good as possible, get it running. And in fact, it does actually run. It doesn't right now because it doesn't have an alternator belt. But I did actually get this running and moving and braking and changing gear fine, no problem, earlier in the summer. Those of you asking where the old Project 944 is, here you are. It's still around. We're actually going to be doing some work to it today. I'm preparing it. I'm going to be moving it over slightly more towards the wall because there is potentially another project car joining the channel. So I'm going to get the steering wheel back on, and I may even refit all the ECU and battery and stuff and might try and fire it up. The steering wheel is now attached. I'm not going to bother with the dash because there's no point at the moment. So now spark plugs, coil pack, intake, then ECU, and we'll see if we can start. If not, I can still move it. So ignition system is all back together now. It's not in place, it's just to try and get it running. Oil's okay, coolant's okay. So next up is the ECU. ECU is back in. Now we just need a battery and we can see if this fires up. I mean, it works, kind of. It's nice hearing it run again. And there you go. Old Project 944 runs and moves. The idea is to get back to a usable condition, and if, depending on finances, either the plan is to sell it so somebody else can enjoy it, or we are actually going to attempt, if finances are kinder to us, to fix this dent ourselves, learn bodywork, because it's a skill I'm going to need on all of our cars, especially with Jared around, fix it up to a condition where it's good, then sell it on. So I mean, at the moment, interior condition is actually, despite it looking messy, is not too dissimilar to how it was when we left it. What I have been doing is that every now and then I've been taking the cover off, and I've also been making sure to clean everything and, you know, basically ensure that it stays in a good stable condition so that when we repair it and sell it, the next owner can enjoy it just as much as I have. So right now I've got to, well, this won't be a today thing, but I've got to work out and basically cut out the loom for the radio, because currently that loom is for the double DIN unit that we installed. You guys will probably remember that video, and I need to take that out so I can install that double DIN into the new 944. But also, at the moment, the ECU and DME are all over the place because I took those out to try and change over the chips, because this has a performance chip in it to the new 944, but I actually decided against it purely because, well, if I'm going to do anything to that 944 over there, it's probably going to be an actual like standalone ECU in the future. So obviously the main problem with the car really is this dent, which was caused in 2019. So the plan is either we're going to get a hydraulic dent pusher and try and push it out from the inside to pop it back out, or we're going to try and get some sort of a tack slide hammer of sorts and try and tap it out that way. The only problem is, unlike the rest of the car, you know, the wings and such, this is really thick metal. So I don't know if a slide hammer is actually going to get this out. It may have to be a hydraulic dent pusher, but we shall see. Unfortunately as well, time hasn't been kind to the arches here. I mean, there's no point trying to hide it. It's not exactly the the strongest of metal right now. The good news is that I don't need an entire new wing. There is a company that sells basically this area here. So as long as it hasn't affected up here, that's only about a £70 per side fix, and both sides have gone. Seals are holding up okay, actually. Those were done, I don't know, probably 2016, 2017. They're okay. Little bit on the rear there, but again, nothing too substantial. I can get that out probably, no worries. The windshield needs some love, but you know, that's something that we knew a while ago, to be fair. This side actually isn't as bad as the other one, is it? Oh, it is a little bit crusty actually, but it's not quite as bad. And you've got the little bit down there, I don't know if it's going to focus, to do as well. So all in all, it's just typical wear locations really. I mean, I'll open up the bonnet for you real quick. Okay, there we go. Doesn't have bonnet struts that can hold it up currently, so I'm going to have to do this one-handed. But, you know, it's not in bad nick, really. I mean, I actually have got the belts there, so I could try and fit that back on, in all fairness, and get it running. We shall see. But I don't know if that's going to be a today video thing or a next video thing. But you know what? Considering how much we spent on this engine, you know, to get it back running and, you know, the gearbox and the clutch and all that, this is going to be a really good car in the future. It's just, it's tired cosmetically. We will bring it back as much as possible because we've done it before and it looked great. But at the moment, it does look a little bit sorry for itself. Also right now is some, I don't know if I can get it down there or not. Probably not going to show very well. I apologize, but I'm also doing some rust prevention on the inside. Fortunately, this has held up super well over the course of the past few years. We did a really good job of making sure that there was very, very little in the way of any moisture or of any water getting in. So I'm going to be resealing that up probably after this video, but it's mainly things like general areas of wear. So down here is the battery tray, and I was like, okay, there's a little bit of surface rust on there. We'll grind it off, and I've put some cure rust on it to prevent any further. And probably, if we are going to get the finances possible to do this rear end, because you can probably kind of see we have to push it out from this sort of angle or pull it out from this angle, one of the two. And then I'm going to be getting, well, Jared has a compressor, and I want to use this car as an excuse to learn how to paint. So, fingers crossed, if all goes well, that will be an amazing video, because there's something about this car. And I know that we've got the beautiful blue one now to replace it. But this was the car that really made the channel grow. That's a bit better. I can actually see how you can see what I'm talking about. So, yeah, this car, I do have plans for it. It entirely depends on how finances go. I'm not going to lie. And, you know, I do feel bad that despite the fact that the blue car is really, really nice, and it's not without its own problems, don't get me wrong, but it does feel like we've almost neglected this original car that is ultimately the car that grew the channel. It's the car that you guys know, the guy that, you know, the car that really got you guys onto this channel. So it's not that I feel bad, it's that I don't think we're finished with the story of this car just yet. I know that we have the other one, but I feel like there's more to do with this, and it'd be a shame for us to kind of just give this away without at least trying to save it. I know it may not be perfect, it may not be the ultimate restoration, but I would like to get it back to like a usable and enjoyable standard again. But let me know down in the comments below what you think. It may be a case that unfortunately this needs to be sold in the next couple of months, but if it doesn't, and it's probably like 70% yes it does need to be sold and 30% no that it doesn't need to be sold. But if it doesn't, is that something you'd be interested in us doing? Trying to learn a skill such as bodywork on this car and try and get it back to a reasonable standard again? Let me know down below. Of course, you know, we also have the E46, which we've had a chat with the guys at Scorpion, and they actually might be able to do us a little bit of a deal on an entire catback system for this car. That probably will happen, but unfortunately, again, it's a case of finances. So when that will happen, I don't know. But will it happen? Yeah, probably. So as well as the 944s, we've actually got stuff on the MR2. We've got some BC Racing coilovers that are ready for the MR2 to go on. So that's something we're going to do. Obviously, you've seen the Mito video, that's got coilovers. The 944, the new one, actually is on its coilovers right now. That video has been filmed, but editing's taken a little bit of time. So please bear with me on that. It will come eventually, I promise, but it is on its Gaz coilovers now.
And to prove it to you, there you go. It's definitely on coilovers.
But that's it for this video. I appreciate it's a little bit shorter and a little bit more over the place than usual. But that's kind of mirrors reality, to be honest. Please let me know down below if you want to see more on the old 944. Obviously, we've got some new stuff coming on the new 944, the MR2, the BMW eventually. But I'm going to try and stick to at least one video a month. I mean, if we can stick to that, great. Anything more than that is a bonus at this point in time. Just want to say thank you for all of your support, all of your continued support, I might add as well. I do really, really appreciate it. Jared appreciates it. Mike appreciates it. We all appreciate it. So thank you so much for that. If you are new here, please feel free to subscribe. Comment down below what you think we should do with the channel. And until next time, take care.